Good morning or afternoon, whatever it is when you're watching this video. My name is Scott Stearns. I'm the incident meteorologist assigned to the southern zone of the Calf Canyon Hermit Peak incident. So we're going to start out today looking at precip, not too much different from previous days, but I will just kind of highlight in the last 24 hours we did see some activity, multiple storms kind of across the northwestern portions of the incident here, primarily in the north zone of the fire, which that zone is roughly at the county break here at Mora County. So again, a lot of that activity stayed just to the west. We did see some rainfall amounts maybe approaching a quarter to a half an inch. Of course, we had a few lightning strikes with that as well, but almost all of those lightning strikes were within the main precip core. So given the recent rainfall that we have had, which we're going to talk about just a second here on the right, in addition to precipitation out of the storms that did produce the lightning yesterday, not too concerned about that activity in terms of fire initiation or anything along those lines. So looking into just real quickly at the 72-hour precipitation analysis, did see that those amounts have now lowered from what we were looking at earlier this morning, yesterday. Just because most of the precip actually fell Sunday night into Monday. And so we're starting to get out of that 72-hour look-back time frame now. And so those precipitation amounts are lowering slightly on this map. But even so, we're still showing around an inch to roughly 2 inches, maybe just above 2 inches across the western portion of the incident. Of course, lower amounts in the lower elevation terrain, generally on the eastern slopes of the burn scar. So we'll take a look at the current satellite imagery this morning. Not a whole lot going on. We do see quite a bit of activity down to the south, even not particularly strong, but just sporadic cloud cover, as well as some showers down there, mainly south of the international border at this time. We do have additional activity up to our northwest, in southern Utah, maybe a little bit in portions of western Colorado, southern Nevada there as well. But even Arizona is primarily sky clear at this time. So looking at the next image, this is the water vapor imagery, just kind of reinforces what we were seeing across a good portion of New Mexico, the state of New Mexico. In particular, in our area, we don't have a lot of moisture as we have that high kind of rotating things around here. It's a little bit tricky to see, but the high is somewhere, generally speaking, centered over the Four Corners region. And so we have this drier air slowly kind of sliding in from the northeast here over our portion of New Mexico. And then you can see over Arizona and such, we do have a little bit of moisture moving north. And then kind of rounding the top of that high, moving northeast just out of frame there. So that's kind of the current setup. We'll take a look at the national map, and we can see that moisture plume that we saw, not even really a plume, just kind of disorganized moisture, I'd say at this point, across the western portion, the center of that high pressure. In the mid-levels, we do see that we've got moisture rotating around that, just as I indicated earlier, and we do have some chances for showers really across Arizona, kind of southwest New Mexico today, Utah, and then Colorado as well. But you see that generally in our portion in our neck of the woods here, we don't have great chances for precipitation today, although there will be some minuscule chance, and we'll look at that on the next slide here, which is the weather matrix for the day. So minimal cloud cover compared to what we have been seeing anyways, only around 15, maybe 20, 25% in the highest elevations near Truchas Peak, Hermits Peak, some of those areas, kind of on the 10,000 and above level. So one thing that has changed just a little bit is we're looking at a little bit stronger winds today at the surface, especially in some of the lower elevations. We're going to see winds around 10, maybe 15 miles per hour, gusts 20 to 25, again, out of the south. Maybe a little tiny bit of a westerly component in there today. As far as the lightning is concerned and the storm potential, again, that's fairly low. Same as the cloud cover there, fairly low. If we do get any precip, it's not going to be it's not going to be very intense, it looks like. Simply because we don't have a whole lot of moisture in the atmosphere, as I was showing you earlier. And that's going to change starting tomorrow, we do have moisture chances as well as potential thunderstorm activity increasing. Tomorrow, not too much of a threat, about the same potential as we had yesterday, I would say. As we get into Friday, we are going to see a little bit of a change. We'll see a cold front move in from the northeast, and that's going to bring with it kind of a kickstart to precipitation and showers on Friday before things continue Saturday, Sunday, maybe into Monday as well. And then beyond that, we could have daily lingering showers. Models not in the best agreement at this point, so we'll have a better update for you on that in the future.